All right, before you spend a whole bunch of money on a C6 Corvette, I'm gonna go over some of the things that are problematic on them, some of the problems I've ran into to try to help you before you blow a whole bunch of money on these cars. The first problem, and it was the literal first problem I had with this car after I bought it, and I cannot get it to focus in here, hang on, was, there it is down there at the very bottom, you can kind of see it, it ain't gonna focus in, was the harmonic balancer on these cars. So, the harmonic balancer is notorious for coming off of these cars, so before you buy one, you need to start it, pay attention to it, make sure it's not like violently wobbling like that, because the rubber element in them breaks down, it throws that out of alignment, and the whole belt assembly will shake when the balancer is going out. It is doable to change by yourself, but it is honestly kind of a pain. It was not easy to do. You have to lower the whole subframe, the cradle assembly, essentially pull out the power steering and change it. It is doable, but just think about it before you purchase one if it has this problem. While you're up there in the front, it'll be hard to tell, but if you are under the car, look at the fan controller because they are notorious for burning up. It's a lot easier to see if you unplug it. You can just look at the pins, but they will start to melt and the fan will have intermittent problems and the car will start to overheat, and it's especially worse in the summer, obviously, so pay attention to stuff like that. These cars do have problematic fuel systems, and it is very difficult to repair on your own. These cars from the factory do come with 2 fuel tanks, one on the driver's side, one on the passenger side. The pump and everything is only in the driver's side, but it's essentially like a Venturi system, and it will travel over from this side. If you are looking at a car that needs a fuel pump or has fuel leaks of anything like that around the pump, just be wary, because to remove the pumps, most of the time you have to remove the transmission and rear end out of these cars, and that is very difficult to do by yourself. The last thing I'm gonna go over is some of the electrical gremlins with these cars. The one that has always shown up to me is the air conditioner controller right here. These things go bad, or they will just not display, or they won't regulate heat or air, or they'll just show some nonsense number. And the only way I figured out to make it work is to pull the fuse that's under the dash and then reseat it, and then usually it will turn back on and act normal again. But I was just gonna run through real quick some of the things that were problematic for me. The harmonic balancer was the first one. My fan controller is not burned up. I already put fuel pumps in my car, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Just kind of want to run through some of that stuff with you. The last thing is the infamous torque tube on these cars. I haven't had to touch it yet, so I don't have much experience, but there is basically a drive shaft that goes from here all the way back and then bolts to your transmission. And I know it has bushings or couplings, whatever you want to call it, and they are notorious for going out. They will make a really bad rattling noise, so it's just something to keep in mind when purchasing it. Hope this was informational. See you in the next one. Thanks.